Get ready, Staten Island.
The Ferry Hawks host the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars. Tonight at 7 p.m., it's soccer night, and kids glow around the bases postgame. Saturday at 6:30, it's Broadway night with postgame fireworks and Broadway rave. Sunday at 1:30, it's Military Appreciation Day, and the kids run around the bases.
A great day out for the entire family. Kids run the bases after every Sunday home game. Want the best seats all season? Get more Ferry Hawks for only $63. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Sunday morning. Well, with us today is Hank Sheinkopf, a Democratic strategist, a long-term friend, and one person that, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or independent, cares about America, cares about the world, cares about being fair. And, well, Hank, what's on your mind this Sunday morning?
Well, John, first of all, good morning to you and happy Sunday to your listeners. You know, it's what's going on in Los Angeles is worth watching very carefully. You know, if the Democratic Socialist candidate, the anti-Semitic Democratic Socialist candidate wins in Los Angeles, that will mean that the Democratic Socialists effectively control New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. So thus far, Chicago is a good example of what happens with long-term lunacy. The place is emptying out. Jobs are leaving. It's a mess. And, you know, not so good. Not so good. That's what the future holds. In Los Angeles, well, who knows? It'll be a major mess.
It is. I mean, you have the mayor's race in Los Angeles, which is very important. You have the governor's race in California. I mean, the question is, can the people in California feel that they're getting a fair and square deal, and everybody that's supposed to be voting is voting, and the people who are not supposed to be voting should not be voting?
Well, that's true, John, but you also have overriding concerns by Americans about the cost of living, but a sense that things are out of control. You have a younger generation that is just, you know, thinks they're owed something overall. They've never gone out and put any sweat on their brow, nor served this nation in any way, nor participated in democracy. So this is their moment to get even. You know, there are examples of getting even around the country. Chicago is one. Plantner in Maine, maybe another. Who, you know, I just shudder to think what the boys, the 9,300 people who never hit the age of 18, many of them, were lying in the military cemetery overlooking Normandy, would be thinking today if they were alive, if they were able to tell you what it feels like after what the price that they paid and this nation paid for a guy with a Nazi symbol on his chest to be potentially the next senator from Maine.
Understood. I mean, that would be, you know. Any other concerns, any particular states? I mean, there's a big senatorial race in Alaska. There's one in, where is it, North Carolina, is it?
Right.
And one in Maine we talked about. I think Texas is usually okay. Florida, there's a governor's race. I mean,
Right.
I hope not too many people from New York, so many people from New York that are stupid, that's still voting Democratic, are moving to Florida. I hope it doesn't change things in Florida.
Well, you know, the country is going through an extraordinary ideological shift. The Democrats stand for nothing except anti-Trumpism, and the Republicans stand for Trumpism. And someplace in the middle, there's got to be, you know, there's nowhere in the middle for people to rest anymore. The young people are beyond upset. They see their American dream, which, you know, is about probably in many cases about $9 lattes, and gentrifying neighborhoods where they're destroying what used to be middle income or affordable housing by doing so. That they have a right to do what they're doing without serving or paying a price of any kind, or volunteering, or making the civic culture any stronger, which is really, really a problem. You know, the national ethos is changing. It's no longer with liberty and justice for all. And they have some beefs. I mean, the beef about an unfair tax system is right. The beef about unwanted wars, whether, you know, they don't understand international politics or what the cost is of democracy. We have people who are not willing to pay the cost of democracy in any way, shape, or form. And protecting democracy, whether we like it or not, is a dirty business. You know, so what do people expect is going to happen? The next generation, in which you and I will not be here to see, likely, will have to be educated, or this entire nation will fall apart. You know, because when the left and the extreme left and the extreme right meet, they tend to meet in places of hate. If you look at the history of European politics, particularly, and the hate becomes pretty extreme, very extreme. And
well,
who knows who the next
you can
victims will
see
be.
what's happening in Ireland. You know, you heard what happened in Ireland. You heard what happened
Sure.
in Canada. Immigration. We welcome immigration, but we don't welcome migration that want to change our way of life.
Well, but you're exactly right, John. But what's worse is we're now living in a world where our children are imbeciles because they don't read, they don't think, they think this is all handed to them, and they do not understand that in order to have a democracy, yes, you accept immigrants, but you have to begin to have people who really want to integrate into the culture at large. If you go to Dearborn, Michigan, and you looked at that recent city council hearing where the fellow disagreed with the religious ethos of the community, he was effectively barred. You can't have that. Dissent has to be permitted. Differences of opinion have to be permitted. And just because you don't share the same religion doesn't mean you ought to be murdered. That's part of what's going on and part of what is being sanctioned. And God help us if Americans do not wake up and understand how serious this is.
Understood. Well, Hank Sheinkopf, let's work together. Let's pray together, work together, and make a better life for our kids and our grandkids. Thank you so much.
We have to fight. You have to fight for what you believe in, and you have to fight for America. And God bless this extraordinary nation that has done so much for the world. Thank you, John. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you.